As the world's dependence on fossil fuels continues to shape global economies and geopolitics, a looming concern arises. What will happen when the Middle East, the epicenter of oil production, exhausts its reserves? With energy demands ever increasing, this question has far-reaching implications. Will the region's political landscape transform as its primary source of influence dwindles? This video explores the probable outcomes and repercussions that may occur in the Middle East as a result of the region's diminishing oil supply. The production of oil in the Middle East has long been linked to the region, and it continues to be a very important source of energy for the world's economy. On the other hand, because fossil fuels have a finite supply, there is cause for concern regarding the future of this region as its massive oil reserves continue to run out. The post-oil age poses a complex web of challenges and opportunities for the area and the world as a whole, ranging from economic transformations to geopolitical realignments and environmental repercussions. Consequences for the economy. The extraction and distribution of oil have a significant impact on the economies of the Middle East. A sharp drop in oil reserves or their complete depletion might set off a big chain reaction in the economy. Oil income has long been these economies' primary source of funding for important infrastructure projects, as well as for social programs and public services. A precipitous decline in oil income might lead to fiscal deficits, more unemployment, and decreased government spending, all of which could potentially accumulate in societal upheaval. Numerous countries in the Middle East are already in the process of trying to diversify their economies in order to lessen the impact of the issues they face. Countries such as Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are making significant investments in several industries, including the tourism industry, the technology industry, and the renewable energy industry. Even though it will be difficult, the transition to a post-oil economy has the potential to spur innovation and create a more well-rounded economic landscape. Shifts in geopolitical order. Oil has had a significant impact on the geopolitics of the Middle East throughout history. The abundance of oil in the region has frequently been a factor in rivalries, political alliances, and power dynamics. There is a good chance that the geopolitical landscape will experience dramatic shifts as oil reserves continue to decrease. It is possible that nations that import oil may become less involved in the politics of the Middle East, which could result in a reorganization of coalitions and interests in the region. In addition, historically speaking, oil has provided nations that produce it with both a source of national pride and a source of influence. If this influence were to decrease, it might cause the regional balance of power to shift in different ways. Countries that were historically dependent on oil income to project their influence may need to seek out alternative means to assert their presence on the global stage if they want to continue to do so. Influences on the environment. The exhaustion of oil reserves might trigger changes in the economy and the geopolitical landscape, but it might also result in favorable outcomes for the environment. The extraction and consumption of oil have both contributed to the release of greenhouse gases and the destruction of the environment. As the region moves away from its reliance on oil, there will be an opening to make the switch to energy sources that are safer and more environmentally friendly. Countries such as the United Arab Emirates have already begun making significant investments in projects that include renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. This shift has the potential to not only lessen the impact these countries have on the environment, but also encourage other regions to adopt similar policies. To be successful, however, requires overcoming obstacles, such as the initial costs of infrastructure and the adoption of technological advances. Sociocultural change and development. The Middle East social structures and cultural standards have been impacted by the oil industry's presence there. Many people believe that the oil boom is to blame for the rapid urbanization, labor migration, and changes in traditional ways of life that have occurred. A re-examination of these dynamics might become necessary as oil stocks continue to deplete. Because there is a possibility that employment prospects associated with oil will decrease, there may be a requirement for educational reform in order to provide the labor force with skills that are suitable for new economic sectors. Additionally, if the region invests in diversification, there may be a rebirth of cultural heritage and local industries that have been overshadowed by the dominance of oil. This might happen if the region continues to diversify its economy. Energy safety and the international economy. Because of its status as a large oil supplier, the Middle East possesses a considerable amount of influence on the energy markets of the rest of the world. It is possible that a quick depletion of oil supplies might cause disruptions in global energy supply networks, which would have an effect on economies and businesses all over the world. A competition to obtain alternate energy sources and technologies might be sparked as a result of this. Countries that have a significant reliance on the oil produced in the Middle East, such as China, India, and certain sections of Europe, may be at risk of experiencing difficulties with their energy security. Because of these obstacles, there is a better chance that efforts will be accelerated to develop domestic energy supplies, invest in renewable energy, and improve energy efficiency. The dependence on oil that exists in the Middle East has been a double-edged sword, generating great riches and geopolitical clout, but also anchoring economies and policies to a resource that is limited in quantity. It is inevitable that a significant shift will take place in the region as oil reserves in the area go lower and lower. The post-oil period in the Middle East will be characterized by a number of significant transformations, including those pertaining to economic diversification, geopolitical realignments, environmental sustainability, and cultural shifts. The region is facing tremendous changes as a result of the depletion of oil reserves. Nevertheless, these challenges also provide a chance to rethink the region's future. The Middle East has the potential to lay the groundwork for an economy that is more robust and diverse if it makes investments in environmentally friendly technologies, promotes innovation, and strengthens local industries. In turn, the international community has to lend its support to these initiatives by collaborating, exchanging information, and investing in order to successfully traverse the difficult shift that lies ahead. As the Middle East oil reserves dwindle, a transformative shift awaits. Economies heavily reliant on oil must diversify, but what geopolitical rearrangements will unfold? Will renewable energy step up to mitigate instability? The world watches, pondering the consequences of a post-oil Middle East. What new power dynamics will emerge? Share your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.